source charge. Okay, now this is more challenging. If there are two or more charges, the electric field will also interact like this. So this is the case if meron kang dalawang positive charges that are identical. Ibig sabihin, they have the same number of coulombs. Notice that the previous rule still holds. Yung mga arrow papalabas sa isang positive charge, hindi sila nag-intersect. Asymmetrical yung itsura ng ating electric field lines kasi identical yung charge, diba? So they have the same number of lines are coming out of both of the charges. And then, although it's not very evident here, on the surface, perpendicular yung lines sa surface before sila mag-curve away. Okay? You also notice that they are curving away from each other, diba? To signify that the charges are getting repelled or are repelled by each other. Sir, ibig sabihin yung aking electric field vector curve siya. For example, here, curve po yung aking electric field vector if I will follow the line. No po. Electric field vector is tangent. The arrow tangent to that particular field line. Looking at the second one, you can see kung saan may pinakamalaking net electric field strength or electric field vector. Kasi remember, you have two electric field, source of electric field, diba? So obviously, if you put a test charge here, it will fill two different electric field. One coming from, for example, A, and another coming from B. So there are cases that mag-add up talaga yung ano mo, diba? Yung electric field vector. For example, this one, it's much closer to B, diba? So, halimbawa, ito yung E sub B, electric field vector ng charge B. Obviously, mararamdaman niya din yung A, diba? If I will draw a line of action, ito yung sa A, EA. So, you will notice that it add ups. Diba? Nag-add up yung dalawang electric field vectors, and then you have the net electric field or the E sub net. But there are cases na magiging zero yung electric field strength. For example, dito sa kalagitnaan nila, diba? Where would the positive test charge go due to electric field B? Papunta doon. Where would the test charge go due to A? Papunta naman sa kabila. The arrows will be equal because they are identical in charge. So the E net will be zero because it will cancel out. So notice kung saan pinakamalaki yung net electric field. Notice that it is sa mga areas na malapit sa kahit na aling source charge. Sa mga area kung saan it's close to neither of the charges. Yan, ganyan siya. Mas mahaba pa rin dito sa sides, di ba? But if you will only compare here, yung nasa outer region, yung mas malaki. Okay? That's also consistent with the fact na mas tikit-tikit yung mga arrows dito. And then, yan as well. So if malapit ka, the arrows are close to each other. That signifies the strength of the electric field. Okay? Just remember at the midway between the two identical charges, electric field will be zero. Parang that's the null point. And then, if you have two positive charges, the electric field is actually largest, strongest, dun sa part na mag-add up yung dalawang electric field mo, rather than cancel out. So, dun sa dalawang sides na malapit from the sources. Now, if you have negative charge objects that are identical, the configuration will be the same, but baliktad yung arrows, nakapoint naman towards the source of the charge. Okay? So, coming from infinity, ayan, ganyan sila. pointing towards the source of the charge. So perpendicular along the surface as it is entering the charge. Ganyan po. The number of charges are equal because they are identical in charge again. Then they are curving away, diba, from each other, specifically this part, because like charges repels each other. Now, ganito yung itsura. It's more web-like if there are dalawang opposite sign charges that are equal in magnitude pero opposite in sign. So you will notice that there are charges, or the lines are coming in or coming out of the positive and going towards the negative, like this. Whatever lines you have here, that should also be reflected here below. And on the sides, it will act like a single point charge. There will be filled lines coming in sa negative, and then filled lines coming out sa positive. Equal pa rin yung number of lines kasi, well, they are identical. Tama ba na papunta sa positive to negative? Yes, kasi if you will put the positive test charge here, of course, it will be attracted to the negative one. So where will you expect the electric field strength to be strongest? Look for the areas kung saan dikit-dikit yung lines. So definitely around here, diba? And then here, near the charges. And it gets weaker if you are farther away from the source. Okay. Here are charge configurations of the electric field lines kapag unequal yung charges mo. So it still looks the same, but the number of lines coming in and out are different. Hindi symmetrical yung bubuo mong configuration. For example, in this case, mas malaki yung itong letter B, that's why there are more lines. Letter B is larger, especially here. Here, letter A is larger. Okay? So the number of lines should be suggestive of the magnitude of the source charge. And in consequence, syempre, that also means na mas malaki yung kanyang electric field strength. Okay? For your activity, you will be drawing electric field lines given a charge configuration. Good luck!